Hello once again, everybody. So, back to progressing through Huntsman's Copse. Still not still not knocked down that tree, I see. I wonder if I even did end up knocking it down on this character. But yeah. So, anyways, some of you may have noticed that the uploads of this playthrough have sort of been slowing down recently, and the main reason for that is because I've got a massive series of clips. This is the longest stretch that I went for without recording the audio live, so I have to re-commentate it, and doing so, yeah, essentially because most of the videos are around an hour long, I end up running out of things to talk about, so I sort of put it on hold slightly. Yeah, tried sprinting past them, but it was very obvious I wasn't quite going to outrun them, since they could run quite fast. But yeah, so since most of the clips are around an hour long each time, I sort of start running out of things to say as I go through. So, and everyone's still following me. So yeah, so I do the brave thing and run away. Yeah, so I basically keep taking a handful of breaks that are fairly lengthy, primarily for the purpose of, you know, not running out of things to talk about. And I think, oh no, that worked amazingly well. I thought it was the other one that leads to the dead end, so. But yeah, so to prevent myself from running out of things, and I rushed for the crystal lizard, failed to get it. But yeah, so essentially trying not to run out of things to say, so I keep taking breaks literally after every one, and then when I feel like I'm capable of recording again and being able to progress through to the end without having too much blank space of just me saying nothing, is when I start recording again. So yeah. And also, as I'm sure most people are probably aware at this point, the PC version of Dark Souls 2 is out. I don't have it yet. I should be getting that tomorrow, since I pre-ordered it at Game, so I'd be able to get the pre-ordered t-shirt, since I ordered the collector's edition for the console version, and Amazon was just so much cheaper that there was no reason for me to pre-order at Game. So I put that on hold, and I went on the 25th of April to go pick it up, and they were not sure what I was talking about, and they hadn't got any in, and they checked it, and essentially their record said that it was coming in on the 2nd of May. So yeah, basically the physical copies ship out a week later, so because I ordered a physical copy I have to wait a week. But yeah, so that's what I'll be getting then. I get to play through the game again, yay. I think that'd be my 6th playthrough. I've technically got, well, technically more than that, but 6th playthrough that will be going through to the end, since I'll probably finish that playthrough before any other, since I want to be able to get a character ready on PC to be able to play with. So yeah, doing a bit better with the Skeleton's Lords this time. For one, I didn't get the bone wheels. I didn't know this at the time, which ones deployed which, but yeah, that one I was locked onto just then. The one furthest away, who just as the fire barrage, he's the one who drops the bone wheels. So he's the one best left for last. So yeah, the bone wheels in this game aren't anywhere near as threatening as in the original Dark Souls, but they're still threatening, and when you've got 2 other skeleton lords attacking you, it gets a bit tricky. Oh, I forgot to equip a catalyst for heal, so got that on, and managed to heal up. Saves on castings, it's great. Okay, now I fight that baby fireball. Yeah, so now we get to fight the regular skeletons. So these ones are really easy, unless, you know, you get hit by a fireball just as you're about to kill one. Although the sun rings seem to make short work of them. Spin to win. Old sun ring, finishing off what I started again. That ring really helped a lot, it seems. It helps an insane amount, and I didn't even realise it. Yes, anyways. So, now we're just down to the last one, and at this point I know he's the bone wheel, so I'm being relatively careful. Spin to win, defeated by the door frame. Yeah, not letting that tiny sliver of health let me get killed, because I know the bone wheels are here. And rebuffing, even though I could have attacked most of the bone wheels there. Yeah, that damage. Okay, run to use a life gem. Somehow I managed to dodge all of that. Okay, I think I go behind here to cast heal. Oh no, it was just a life gem. Okay, and I think there's just two more who are on very little health. So, yep, he's down, and now I have one. Oh, almost lost it there. And, yeah. That was a little bit too close. I think I might still have one cast of heal left though, so let's see if I use that. Yeah, there we go. Okay then. I know of some people who miss this tunnel, and I can't blame them. There's been a couple of areas where I've almost missed tunnels, so... Made that up, because yes, he did do it, and as did I. As did 254 other people, apparently. Or 255, I couldn't see it very well what the number was originally. So, now we enter Harvest Valley. With me, as always with the new area, being awfully cautious and having that ladder forever... that shield forever up. In case of, you know, enemies.
Are you a traveller? I'm Chloanne, an ore stone trader. I travel about collecting rare stones, which I sell to make my living. I never planned to visit this god's-forsaken place. But I don't know. I just sort of ended up here. I must have just wandered in. But now that I'm here, I've been scouting around for rare bits. Oh, don't look at me like that. Many of these stones are quite useful. For instance, certain stones are used in smithing. Ah, now your ears prick up. I've extras if you can pay. This is my trade, after all.
So yes, as you can guess, stone trader. Although at the moment she's not got much, she gets more later. So yay. And she also has a couple of, well, a miracle and a hex. So, Dead Again being an incredibly useful spell if you can set it up. But it's a bit awkward because of the fact of... Since, yeah. Since originally it was a matter of... yeah, since most enemies that died would leave their ragdoll, and you could move their ragdoll around. Dead again would be incredibly useful there. However, because ragdolls aren't in the game anymore, and the fact that a large number of creatures disappear when killed,
we can all do with a little help, can't we?
Yeah,
I know I always can.
Yeah, it just makes it harder to set up to actually, get a worthwhile effect from it. But the damage it does is impressive.
I came here in search of rare stones, but the place is nothing like I was told. All this poison, and you can't get very far inside. Don't just go haplessly wandering about.
And I should talk again.
These stones may look all the same, but to the trained eye, each is unique. Some of them are used to smith weapons and armor, and some unique stones provide special benefits. Some of them are extremely rare and should be used with great thrift. None of the differences are easily spotted, but I've learned quite a lot, really. Drang Lake. How is it that I ended up here? It's funny. I can't seem to remember. I've searched every nook and cranny here. I suppose it's time to move on. Perhaps we'll meet again, if we live that long.
Okay.
I've searched I suppose it's about time I moved shop.
Yeah, and that's all of the dialogue, so I venture downwards to see the message that is almost always there. Yeah, me making sure that it's definitely dead. So, yeah. I was checking the corner to see if there's an ambush. Turns out there isn't. There's just the skeleton. So, and skeletons are easy enough to deal with most of the time. So anyways, I go back up and search for a bonfire because I'm pretty sure there would be one around here somewhere, considering how far it was from the last one. Even though I did miss a bonfire because I didn't find the key. And yeah, I see it there, in that, after the poison swamp. So just light that up, rested it. And now with, my Estus flask refilled and my castings returned and health back at full, I feel confident in moving on and progressing, and yeah, she's already moved on. So I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I think I'm probably waiting on my friend to catch up, but I don't know. That's the awkward thing about having a conversation. I think I mentioned this in the last video as well, is whilst normally I'd be able to tell what I was doing because I think as I think and I can understand what I'm thinking, but when you're also talking to somebody and they're saying, oh, by the way, there's this, or by the way, have you tried this, then yeah, I end up doing stuff a little bit differently, and yeah. I love that skeleton. It's like, I'm going to stand up here so I don't get, poisoned, and then he backs off and allows me to pick up the item with ease. Yeah, finish him off with a Dark Orb. And now I try cheesing this guy with my Dark Magic. see that he's got much bigger dark magic. Oh, sorry, hexes. The hexes, not dark magic. Yeah. Although fortunately his shot sort of hits that cliff and stops in its tracks, allowing me to safely tease him. Okay, and I use my common fruit, which gives me my increased poison resistance. So yeah, and then I dash up here, let the poison wear off, so I can save on my poison moss. Yep, and then now it's run out, I should go for the next set of items. Although, as you can see, I'm definitely going to get poisoned, so I eat that moss. Go back up here to see where to go next. And as you can see, there's a cavern there, so I dash to the cavern, or I miss the cavern and don't go to it. Oh. No, I did notice it, I just want to pick up that item first. Take out that skeleton. More items. And as you can see, good old Gavlan.
Gavlan knew you.
So yeah, he sells the Ring of Giants again, although I've already got one, so no need. And then I buy poison moss because, you know, I go on, buy poison moss.
Will. Gavlan deal.
Oh, I talked with him first.
Gavlan wants some what? With Gavlan, you will, you deal. Gavlan will. Gavlan
Yeah, and he's not got much dialogue.
You.
So now, here's a chest I'm awfully wary of, considering the results of the last chest I opened with Gavlan in the room. And yet, amazingly, it was safe. So yay! Right, and now there's a chest down there that is obviously going to end up getting me poisoned. So use another common fruit. Yeah, I thought about it, but then it was obvious I wasn't going to get out in time, so... Okay, and now I think I might use a soul or two and get more moss. Yeah, here we go.
Many deal. Many thanks.
Okay, so now I've got poison moss. Or more poison moss, so... Because I do expect to encounter a lot of poison in an area when... yeah. In an area when it introduces you with a pit of poison. Oh, I remember this bit. I don't know what I'm waiting on. Probably once again, as I said, my friend. But, yeah. I'd appreciate it if I hurried up. There we go. Yeah. I thought it was going to hit the side and go and explode like the other guys did. And then, yeah, I'm dead. Just like that. So now back at the bonfire, having to progress through again. I do like the fact how, you know, when you go into pits of poison and stuff like that, it coats your body in it, and then, you know, you can gradually see it wearing off as time goes on, and until it all goes, you're still able to get poisoned. Of course, this does result in, you know, me having to wait off the poison again. There's a lot of waiting in these segments when, you know, poison's coming around and all that. And then I accidentally fell off the edge there, so yeah, that would have ended badly. And yeah, now more waiting on poison to cure up. And I think I'm feeling safe enough now, and I go for it. And yeah, there we go. So now on to the next part, where we get to encounter these giant guys again. Yeah, I was attempting to only aggro the first one. Being awfully defensive because I really don't want to get hit by that after, you know, we saw what happened last time. Okay, first one down. Yeah. So far so good. After the last one had that upward slant, I thought that rolling backward would work because his attack would go up and then boom. No chance for error with me with these guys. So now for take 3. More poison. More waiting. Okay, that's enough waiting. And I should be going about now. Go. Yes, I risk aggroing both of them for the sake of getting my souls back. And a skeleton comes and chases me. And almost caught me off guard. Along comes a hollow prisoner, and I get hit by the blast again. So yeah, it's not doing too well so far. Once again, I apologize for all the waiting on poison dying down so I can progress without getting poisoned. Okay, is this the time I pull it off? I think it might be. I hope it is. Because there's a lot less waiting on poison to cure up after this next bit. So yeah, slowly trying to aggro him. I don't know why I didn't just shoot him with a dark orb, sorry, and got his attention that way. But yeah, I'm slowly dying. Yeah, okay, I died. That was pretty stupid of me there. Okay. And do we have it this time? I think this is the time. Okay, first one down. That's half of it. Yeah, it looks like I've got this. Oh, or not. Oh, nope, nope, I got this. Almost didn't have it though. Almost. Okay, and with them out of the way, I go up the other side and kill the last of them, because I don't trust them to not ambush me. And now I make my way up the other ladder. And I failed to make that jump across, so I have to walk around like a normal person. Excuse me. Yeah, pull the lever. Check to see there's nothing up here or what it did, and yeah, basically it just lifts that. So yes, thanks to that message. Well, I might have found it anyway, but you know, that message made me go right first. I found a bonfire. Yay! More health for me. So yes. Now, continuing on. I think I do actually miss an entire section of Harvest Valley here, because there's a path on the right, which leads to a bunch of items and a couple of chests, but yeah, I just come straight this way, and I don't go down the pits either because I see all of the poison and don't want to deal with all of that. Yes, which brings us to these guys. I wanted to get off that bridge as fast as possible because based on the size of that hammer and based on the structure of that bridge, it looked very like it could very easily be broken. So yes. Now, guess at which point I figured out that this was going to be the way to the Sunbro Covenant. Because, yeah, I just started seeing all those Praise the Sun messages and went, I wonder why. And it vaguely looks like the same altar. And I would have joined the Covenant right there and then if it wasn't for the fact that I'm doing a, Covenant of Champions. So I just got Praise the Sun and had to continue on my way. Oh no, I did that first to get the achievement. Oh, I'm not sure. Whoa. I'm not sure whether it was the game that just froze there or whether it was my preview. But yeah, that was weird. So now for, after finding it, I just have to place my own Praise the Sun message. Making it double-barreled. Well, double-barreled. Yeah. Stay calm. Praise the sun. Okay, and now on with the rest of this area, although there's not much left in this area. Harvest Valley is really just a transition zone, so because technically the boss in this area is in Earthen Peak. And I got really lucky there. In that situation I probably should have died. Yeah. Oh, I remember what happens here. So, I see that path down there. Didn't see the ladder on the right down to the zone down there. So on multiple occasions I do believe I tried to get to that point by jumping, and it doesn't end well. Almost get poisoned from doing that. And of course it's at this point I noticed there's an item there and that you can drop down from it on top. Let's continue to deal with these blacksmith guys, who strangely don't drop their hammer, which would have been pretty cool. So heal up, because I don't trust these guys to not insta-kill me with their hard hits. And yeah, there's another one, but yeah, easy enough to deal with. The number of times I use Dark Orb and then go, that damage is terrible, I think I'd rather just use my weapon, is quite frequent actually in this. Ow. Yeah, that's all I can say to that. Ow. Fortunately, heal's incredibly useful. Especially in the... yeah. When you start with heal, as a Temple Knight or Cleric, I think, whatever it was called, it's... really useful. Since you start with 1 Estus Flask, and heal is essentially an additional 3 Estus Flasks. So yeah, pretty handy. Pretty handy indeed. So yeah, this is the first time I encountered a poison trap. I was expecting... yeah, I was expecting the crossbow trap of last time. And yeah, that was me doing a shield bash because I didn't realize that they changed the way that shield controls work. So it's essentially how it works now is whichever hand it's in, the RBs and LB and sorry, the RB and yeah, whichever hand it's in, the buttons on the side of the hand you've got the weapon in are the ones that yeah, trying to go into this darkness, but it's just a wall, so... yeah, so whichever hand it's in, does your basic block and attack, and when you two-hand it, it's the buttons on the other side that have the attack. So yes, now time for some free running. Yay! That more or less summarizes my free running skills. So, anyways, the what was I saying? Ah, I forgot. Great. Oh yes, the shields. So yeah, because of that, it kind of makes things a little bit awkward, as you know, trying to remake the shield monger, since for one thing, you can't one-hand a shield anymore. Because if you're one-handing a shield, you just block with it anyway. So essentially you can have 2 shields equipped, and it'll be a matter of blocking with one, yeah, blocking with one will stop, yeah, you can block with both of them, so you can switch between blocking with one shield and then the other shield, but you can't attack with one shield and in one hand unless you two-hand it and use the buttons on the other side, which is pretty disappointing. Also, on top of that, the shield riposts that were shown in by some one guy uploaded a video of shield riposts. Oh, I pulled it off the second time, it seems. Although I'm probably gonna die here. It looks like this is the sort of situation where I die in. Yep. Yep, I died. Man, that was classic. Yeah. So yes, basically with the Shieldmonger, I've still got some work to do with how we're going to make it work effectively. But I'm sure between Beans and myself, we'll be able to come up with something. It's like we've currently managed to get a prototype armor set up, so that's good. There's obviously some things which are relatively interesting that, as far as weapons go, that we can use. The lack of a catchball based weapon is kind of disappointing. We may have to end up using Great Machete on our backs. The addition of 3 slots does allow us to have multiple shields though, and I think that's probably how we're going to have to work it in the best. Ow. So yeah, I'm dead. Oh, I survived somehow. And now I'm dead. Okay. Yeah. Did I notice the ladder at that time? I hope I did. Yeah, so Shieldmonger is going to be fun to make, but it'll be cool to see what we can do with it, but not being able to attack with a shield in one hand does limit options a fair bit. So yes, hopefully I noticed the ladder that time on this guy, so hopefully I don't have to risk it on making a jump that you don't even have to make. After all, souls are on the line. I think I was checking my level, well, you know, as I said, talking to friends. No, I still missed the ladder. Okay, I'm going to go and say bye-bye souls. Yep, bye-bye souls. Oh man. I remember when I found out that you could actually get down there without having to make that jump. I was just hitting my head against the desk in annoyance because I'd wasted so many souls and so many, you know, attempts at making that single jump. It's just frustrating. And why am I warping? Did I get told about the I think he may have mentioned that I missed a boss here, the Executioner. I also think he told me to warp to the wrong bonfire. Yeah. I'm going to go on an assumption here that that's what happened, that he said, oh, by the way, there's another boss in Huntsman's Copse. Or no, I think what it was he was going through Huntsman's Copse at this time, and he was saying, oh man, that boss is so annoying, and he essentially was talking about the Executioner. So I got directions to the Executioner, and I might finally push down the tree. Do I? No, go! There's a tree to push down. Go on! This must be the time. I've walked back and forth multiple times whilst waiting for him to give me directions. Surely, yes! I pushed down the tree at last. I finally figured out that it could be done. Now, I think that would have been great if, you know, there hadn't been a bonfire right there, because it would have... You could have just, you know, it feels a bit like an obsolete shortcut, when with immediate warping, you can just... And that bonfire right there, which, you know, you can't really miss. It's like the only reason to knock down... You know, and the fact that you can light bonfires when an invader's in your world, you just can't rest at it. Yeah, it's... I feel like it's a missed opportunity. They could have, you know, not had that bonfire there and used it as a neat shortcut, instead of having a bonfire so everyone just sort of forgets about it. Although it looks... Yeah, there's about 7 minutes left. So, if I keep in the theme of normally ending when I either kill a boss or die, and considering the fact that this is the first time of me going to the boss, I think it's a safe bet to say which one happened. In fact, I don't think I even make it to the boss. I don't think it's possible to have made it there in 7 minutes, 6 minutes, but I'm not feeling it. I don't think I'm going to pull it off. Oh wait, oh, was this? Did I get invaded? I can't remember. So anyways, yes, here's the other bridge, the other path, the one that leads to the Executioner. And this is what really annoys me. This guy's weapon. Why can we not have it? It's the perfect weapon to be a catchpole for the Shieldmonger. It looks cool. It's, you know, similar in design to the spiky catchpole that was in Dark Souls. Well, that was going to be in Dark Souls 1, but they removed it. It's just all round cool. And instead of it being a, you know, and it's not a droppable weapon, it's like, why? Why? It's like the mace on the Tower Knights in Dark Souls 1. You know, they can drop the greatsword, fine, but the actual mace, you know, like one of the few weapons that's not in the game that you can't get that is actually, you know, that actually resembles the proper weapon. So yes, I just gave the whip a try because, you know, they apparently improved whips, and that range, I'm going to leave it at that. Although I don't know why I've still got it equipped when it's unupgraded. That's better. Okay, so fighting in this incredibly narrow corridor, as you do, and ooh. Okay, I think I've got this guy. Right, next guy. Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, essentially this area is an ambush. If you don't move in really carefully, you can get attacked by 4 of those guys at once. So, yeah. And in NG Plus, they're Black Phantoms. Just in case, you know, you thought you'd have a chance of taking on 4 of them at once. So yeah, this one's got a whip though instead, although it's still imbued with some form of dark magic. And yeah, I'm just going to, that damage on that whip, and it, yeah, completely destroyed me. So anyways, now to backtrack through to Chariot. No, sorry, to those guys. I can't remember what they're called either. It's like, you know, some things are really clearly able to be named because, you know, that's me accidentally casting the wrong spell. You know, since they drop their sets, or they drop a weapon, which, you know, gives a description that makes sense. Or even, you know, or you even have a suitable name to call them, like those, for example, I just call Sickle Giants. You know, it works. Oh, I think I actually go and get that item. I might go get that item first, and that might be where I end this clip. Okay, so yeah, my friend was saying that he couldn't figure out how to get into it. I was almost certain I knew how to get into it. Since, you know, the other 2 houses that are of the same design both have holes in the roof, one time of which you get ambushed. So yeah, I basically just figure that there's probably a hole in this roof, and all you have to do is go up here and drop down onto it, and yep, the hunch was correct. So now I get some items. So the most notable of which being Soul Spear, which I still don't think I have a character with the actual intelligence to cast. And I haven't used spices, weirdly. So I think my problem with spices is because they're really quite rare. It's not the sort of thing I just want to use. And so I end up saving them and okay, yep, I'm dead. So yeah, and I think that more or less is this clip done. So yeah, I shall continue in the next video, and I'll see you next time.